Um, I welcome you members to today's ProDev Hour, a program that we've introduced as a union for professional development, for updating members. And today we are very blessed to have the head of the Secretariat, and that is none other than the General Secretary of Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, Mr. Dr. Aron Mugaiga. He has decided to update the members about the activities that have taken place, the achievements that have been made in the year. And today we are lucky to have our General Secretary present to the members.
Thank you very much, Deputy General Secretary, who is the moderator of the day. I want to appreciate him for the good work he's doing for UPSTU. I want to as well warmly welcome you all, our dear members across the country, for joining in to participate in today's presentation. I've already been introduced. My name is Aron Mugaiga, the General Secretary of the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union. And in today's ProDev Hour program, we shall be looking at the year in review. We shall be focusing on the year in review by giving you updates from the UPSTU Secretariat on what the union has been engaged in. As you are all aware, we have been giving similar updates through our social media platforms, and today we are summing them up, presenting the status of the union. The year 2024 has been a landmark period for Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, marked by significant growth in membership, substantial organizational advancements, and milestones. UPSTU has demonstrated its commitment to uplifting science education in Uganda. With continued collaboration and dedication, UPSTU has solidified its role as a transformative force in the education sector. During this session, we shall share with you about the progress made in promoting the welfare of science educators, improving our operational efficiency, and advancing UPSTU's strategic objectives and way forward for 2025. The cardinal mandate of the labor union is to pursue the interests of its members and protect their rights. Protecting their rights include making sure that the workers or the members are working under good working conditions. There's protection at work, no harassment, and the workers are being compensated commensurate to the work they do. But on top of the general mandate of all labor unions across the world, UPSTU has specific objectives which have been projected on your screen. I am going to highlight on a few of them. We started UPSTU in the year 2018 and registered it in the year 2021. The process of registration took us 3 years, and we started this union. All science teachers came together to start this union with the following objectives. One, all science teachers in Uganda collectively represent their rights and interests. In this, we bring together all science teachers across the country. In fact, science educators, because we also represent all the science tutors NTC science lecturers, we have the tutors in the technical institutions, the BTVET lecturers and instructors are all part of what UPSTU represents. Then to identify and report science teachers' challenges to policymakers for consideration, negotiate salaries and welfare with government and private institutions. Then collaborate with other labor unions and development partners to ensure that our goals, in case they are shared, they are pursued collectively. And then foster self-respect and dignity among the members, then build financial resources and assets for the union's sustainability. Like you have seen, we started also a circle, which we shall be actually discussing more, and they have been presenting about it. Then promote harmony between employers and employees. Advocate for high education standards and professionalism in science teaching, educate and represent members on rights like anti-discrimination and workplace safety. Then we have many more, but let me end with offer legal support and guidance on labor laws, violations, and safety issues, among other objectives as projected on the screen. Now, as a union, we have done a lot in trying to achieve the objectives highlighted above. When you look at this year in particular, we have handled a number of issues which we shall be able to present later on. But normally, every year, we have an annual delegates conference where we present to the members who are represented by delegates across the country in all the sub-regions. And then they come together, then we present to them what the union has been doing. In this year's, last year's ADC, we conducted our first annual delegates conference at the end of 2023. ADC normally is a top organ of the union, and it is the one that sits to receive reports from all departments of the union, including the Secretariat, which is the administrative unit of the union, and its work is to handle day-to-day operations of the union, and then it reports to NEC and the annual delegates conference. Now, this year's annual delegates conference will be held from 27th to 28th. And in this conference, we shall be able to present all reports from all departments and all regions to the delegates who will come. So this is also important for members to note that the ADC is coming and will take place on 27th and 28th of this month of December 2024. And it will be attended by all delegates from all the 16 sub-regions of the union. Now, let me now focus on the key events and advocacy in the past year. To improve on the publicity of our union, we worked on a publication that was published in the Landmark magazine on the occasion of the 38th NRA Liberation Day, and that was published on 26 January 2026, in which they captured information about our union. This is normally one of the high-profile magazines in the country, and we were lucky that they gave us an opportunity, and we utilized it to present the union and put it on the map. As you can see, we were captured, and our members in the different captions were captured in that magazine, which actually went international. And it was also presented to the guests, the dignitaries who had come. And from them, we are trying to see more positive feedbacks coming from that engagement and publicity we have been making. And we also did this to ensure that, we are dealing with the government, who is the chief employer, and they would wish to know who exactly they are dealing with. So as a union, we continuously publish the activities we do. We make our existence known to the stakeholders and even to the head of state. And it becomes easier for us to interact and negotiate for our members for better remuneration when such sessions actually come. We have also been able, recently, whenever results do come out, people come out to criticize the science teachers basing on the performance of science. In the recent UNEB results that were released, in trying to analyze and also have some media engagement, we represented UPSTU and responded to all the critics of performance in science subjects despite salary enhancement through social media, TV, radios, and writing newspaper articles. We have tried to make sure we protect the science teachers, because we know the science teacher salary enhancement was not only focusing on improving performance, but basically on retention of scientists in Uganda's public service. And the enhancement was done across. So it is unfair for the critics to only focus on the science teacher salary enhancement and then attach it to performance. Whereas we pledge that the performance will improve, obviously, because we know the salary enhancement comes with motivation, and we have a highly motivated breed of science teachers. So we expect at the end of the day, the performance will improve. But for now, it is unfair to attach it to that. But as a union, we have projected our voices. Later on, you will be able to listen to some. We wrote an article in New Vision, as you can see, about the rise in science and math entries. The truth be told, we now have more students. At least the students now taking sciences at A level has increased. The number has increased. And of course, we shall see more increase as we go on. We have also been able, in the form of advocacy, we have tried to advocate for the female science teachers as role models for girls to take on careers in science. It has always been an issue when it comes to girls, our girls out there in schools. Not very many like taking sciences. And we have taken it upon ourselves as a union to make sure that we motivate our learners, the girl child, to take a science subject. And we felt we can do this by using the female science teachers that we already have on board. And in doing that, we have kickstarted some initiatives. First of all, to empower the female science teachers. And so we have come up with projects and training sessions through partnership with some international organizations such as UNICEF, UNESCO, and we have written proposals, some of which are being considered to make sure that these female science teachers that we have in these schools can be used as role models to actually motivate the girl child into taking science courses. As you can see in our media engagement through our social media handles, like on Twitter, we have been tweeting about this. We had an engagement with UNICEF. Then we had an engagement with UNESCO. You can be able to check on those tweets that were actually published by the General Secretary, myself talking. and then through the union Twitter handle, the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, that we published on the Women's Day. And this has enabled us to continue partnering with UNICEF and UNESCO in a more healthy manner, having seen what we are doing as a union. Also, as part of advocacy, the union has ensured full participation in international events and national events. For example, we participated in International Labor Day celebrations 2024 in Fort Portal, and UPSTU was also well represented at the International Labor Organization Conference in Geneva in Switzerland. You can see that caption on your right, the right of your screen. You can see our national chairman, Dr. Vincent Elong, with the Minister of Gender and the honorable MPs who represented the Ugandan workers. Of course, the delegation was led by Honorable Betty Among, the Minister of Labor, Gender and Social Development. Then on the left of your screen, you can see the gallant members, some of the leaders of UPSTU, the national chairman, there is, and the general secretary, and then the commissioner. We were representing the union in the International Labor Day that was commemorated in Fort Portal City. All this we do to ensure visibility of the union. Dear members, one of the things we have tried to learn in the recent past is that in the various offices we have been visiting, it becomes easier to establish a rapport when these government officers and politicians actually already know you. UPSTU has made a name. The little time we have spent, we have tried to build that capacity, and now UPSTU is a force to reckon with. But that has come as a result of our engagements. Now, in these international labor days and national labor days that are commemorated every year, we try to make sure the presence of the union is felt. And when the presence of the union is felt, it gives us room to engage in other negotiations later with ease. And that's why you have been doing that. All this is part of advocacy. As we continue the section of advocacy, the union has continued to advocate and carry out negotiations regarding salaries for science tutors in PTCs and other categories. You will recall, dear colleagues, that when salaries were enhanced in 2022, first of all, to start with, only about 56% of science teachers across the country were put on enhanced pay when the salary was enhanced in July. We had over 44% of the science teachers actually left out. And we had various calls from science teachers across the country, across many districts. And as a union, we did not sit back. We had to engage the different votes, the personnel, the cows, the CFOs, the Minister of Public Service, Minister of Education, and then they continued enrolling more science teachers on enhanced science pay until we clocked around 90%. And that took us about 6 months. That was in the secondary category. But we later noticed there are some categories of scientists in the education sector that were left out, either erroneously or deliberately. We had a section of the science administrators, the deputies and the teachers. Then we had a section of tutors. Actually, in the beginning, some tutors were considered, but then they were later removed in the middle of the last financial year. Then ICT teachers, some were being removed. and other categories that we started working on. So the union embarked on ensuring that all these categories of scientists are not marginalized, because one of the cardinal reasons why we started the union was actually to bridge the gap and remove marginalization of science educators. You will recall that in 2014, the government enhanced pay for all scientists. But actually, they included science teachers as well. There was a 30% top-up allowance that was later consolidated as a salary. Now, when it came to 2018, general enhancement of all scientists' salaries, science teachers were incidentally left out. And to us, that was marginalization of the highest order and discrimination, which we could not tolerate. And that is what sparked the formation of this union, the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union. And it took us only 3 years to have a voice to reckon with. Today, every science teacher out there is smiling. There could be some challenges we are still battling with, but today I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a platform. We can voice out our concerns and we can be listened to. So, dear colleagues, we managed to negotiate for the 2 science tutors, and they were reinstated on the right to science pay. We still have a few science tutors not yet considered. Some are being removed maliciously, but I think by the end of last week, we had only 16 members remaining, or the 500 science tutors had been considered. So we are remaining with only 16, which we are working on to make sure that they are also considered. Then we focused also on yes, we have a video caption which we wanted to play for you briefly, and you so that you can. Letter was written on 23rd February 2024 by the PS Minister of Education, explaining that science tutors are scientists and should be paid as so. Here is the letter for your view. But to our dismay, when this letter reached the Minister of Public Service, the officers who were already fully determined to make sure that these scientists in the education sector suffer, vehemently refused to implement this and follow this guidance of Minister of Education. And as a union, we find that unbearable and unbecoming. Yes, so that is part of the advocacy the union has been doing. Now, ICT teachers, we also did not sit back, ladies and gentlemen. We have been in the kitchen, making sure that we prepare the best for our members. We can also play something on the
where these teachers must deal with those chemicals, the acids. Some are very dangerous. The fumes that come from these chemicals, they inhale them and have an effect on their health. So, Carlo, it is really, when we are talking about the teaching of science and the teaching of arts, the two are totally different. They may be taught by teachers. The word teacher may refer to all of them. But what they do on ground is totally different. And this has to do with physics as well, biology, agriculture, ICT. When you look at ICT, for example, people were arguing ICT is art, and we have a challenge where some people, by the way, Carol, we have some officers in government who are targeting some of these categories of scientists in education, and they are removing them from their pay enhancement. Like some ICT teachers have been removed, claiming that they are not scientists. Now, when you look at the ICT, the teaching of ICT, some of these teachers actually have a lot of challenges in those computer laboratories. For example, the teacher of ICT has got to face these radiations from these screens they are doing the teaching, and they interact with these computers. There are a lot of those radiations, and some of these radiations are not good in the long run. They affect their heads. After 5-10 years, you see some have to get goggles. Now the eyes can no longer operate well. This is unlike the teaching of other subjects. So when you look at some of these challenges, I think these teachers need to be some extra incentive has got to be added beyond, because we need to look also at the work these people are doing. These biology teachers have got to run in the bushes looking for specimens. Yeah. They have to go to the rivers. They have to go to the forests, look for specimens, look for these toads, those amphibians, look for these reptiles, the snakes and whatever. So all those come with some extra effort and the challenges involved therein. So we cannot say that the teaching of arts and science is the same.
Yeah, dear members, those are part of the media engagements and as part of advocacy, and as a result, we managed to secure a circular from Ministry of Education clearing ICT teachers as scientists, and they have to be paid as scientists. We are now focusing on securing the final circular from Ministry of Public Service that will be informing all the votes, the local governments, to actually enhance pay for all for all ICT teachers. So in the same engagement, I think we have been able to also handle the issue of head teachers, science head teachers and deputies. We have been able to handle it. We had engagements up to the top level, and the final engagement was where we engaged the three ministries: Ministry of Education, Ministry of Public Service, and Ministry of Finance. All together, that engagement was chaired by the Minister of Public Service, Honorable Mururi Mukasa, and we agreed that the salaries of the science teachers and deputies must be enhanced. And that has been done, dear members, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, a teacher earns 6.5 million, and then a deputy teacher of science is earning 4.5 million from 1.7 million. That deserves a clap. And I think as a union, we are doing quite well. A salary structure and addendum has actually been secured. Dear members, for those who may not know, securing an addendum to a salary structure is one of the hardest things. In fact, we have been getting some feedback from some other government officers, Minister of Public Service, then Minister of Education. They are wondering how UPSTU is managing to pull out all these achievements in the record shortest time. And for us, our feedback to them also, our response is that this is always stemming from our unity as science teachers and our strategic engagements. These advocacies we keep doing, then our engagement of all science teachers to be united as a force through our regional leadership, then the district leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, that one makes us to be a force to reckon with. And we appreciate that.
Is a sign that they are trying to show that they are more powerful than the president himself in his wisdom who issued the directive. So this directive was addressed to Honorable Minister of Public Service, Honorable Wilson Muruli Mukasa, the Minister of Public Service. Immediately this directive came, we followed up with a different concerned ministry. Ministry of Public Service told us they have already made addendum structure. That was in 2023. And they had pushed it to Ministry of Finance to get them the money so that they enhance these categories as the president directed. Along the way, they kept promising us, wait, the next month, we reach January, they are telling us Feb. Then when the financial year was almost ending,
during our engagement to have the science teachers and deputies enhanced. And he had a tweet which you can be able to see. So UPSTU has been in the media, of course, for the good reasons. Now, there was also an issue of early retirement, fabricated stories about early retirement of science teachers, and I think as a union, we have done well to make sure we put this off, whereby we responded to reports about the early retirement of science teachers. We retaliated with facts. And of course, we urge all our members not to be misled into early retirement. And business without proper planning, a decision they may regret in the future years. It has always been our desire and to train and alert all science teachers not to be swayed or misled into picking the funds for early retirement. Even when those funds are there, even if they're 150 million or 200, that money can easily get off. Let's keep our salaries at least for some good time. Let us serve the country. But of course, that is the information that was being propagated in media was a false one, and we had to put it off by bringing facts on board. We can also have
remove such. Remember also, early retirement has been a constitutional right. But I think what we are trying to avoid is the misuse of that right vis-a-vis the pay enhancement. We don't want people to see huge sums of money, maybe in hundreds of millions, as a gratuity and pension, then they run away.
The union administration cites how early retirement does not only undermine the pay enhancement, but also shows betrayal as scientists.
If government has tried to enhance pay for all scientists, they expect us to work hard in return to serve the country. Now, if we start running away, I think that is betrayal.
The union has embarked on investigations into the matter by collecting facts on science teachers who have retired since July 2022 to date.
We have now asked our leaders across the country, through our branches, the regional leadership, the district leadership, up to the school level, to establish the numbers, the facts behind these science teachers who are asking for early retirement. How many have asked for early retirement since the enhancement?
Yes, thank you very much. We proceed. Okay.
Is it for the particularly science teachers? Is this something that you went on, agreed upon? The art teachers are saying that their salaries are not as enhanced as yours, and yours were enhanced, and then you're retiring early. From the eyes of the administrators, from the eyes of the people that you do teach, it looks so unfair, as much as constitutional as it is.
That is far from facts, because it first came on New Vision, and I happened to read the story, but the story is indicating that teachers across the board are hoping for early retirement. And the number, if you check the statistic, the number that was indicated shows that more are coming from primary, not actually science teachers.
Yes, thank you very much. Those are some of the highlights we felt important to bring again for you. We know you followed them, but this is now a show on year in review of what has been going on from January to today. Still, as part of advocacy and key events, UPSTU organized the first annual Women's Conference for science teachers representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, we have started organizing women conferences annually. We conducted the first one this year in October, but we shall be conducting these women conferences now in March. Every March, before 8th, before the International Women's Day, we shall be conducting these conferences. These women conferences are very important because they are part of the advocacy we are undertaking to make sure that we lure more girls into the taking of sciences. We can also have a caption from that.
Another challenge we have seen is there are certain schools in the whole country. Some of the schools do not have the female science teachers. Why? It is because the science teachers, as a girl child, they are discouraged from taking up the learning of science.
Another key strategy is connecting female science students with successful female scientists for mentorship, offering guidance and inspiration. By improving resources, enhancing curricula, and ensuring safe, inclusive learning environments, the union aims to lay a strong foundation for future generations of female scientists. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Yes, that was tweeted also by UBC about the Women's Conference, and we shall continue doing this. Then later we shall expand to other conferences, maybe of the youth, and even bringing other science teachers in other conferences. Maybe they can be financial and other that can be of importance. Ladies and gentlemen, the union also, in commemoration of the last World Teachers Day, we organized a teachers' march on the streets of Kampala, the capital city of Uganda, to commemorate the World Teachers Day 2024. This was a new initiative. It had not happened before. But for purposes of improving on the visibility of our union, improving on its impact on the public, and also involving more of our members. You can see them on the screen. We had over 300 delegates, science teachers from across the country that we hosted in Kampala, and we said, no, we shall not just bring them to Kororo and they go back. No, let them first feel the city, march, and also continue to see the image of the teacher that actually it has improved. You can see them. And I think that was very, very good publicity. Many enjoyed it. Still on the World Teachers Day at Gogo Cricket Oval, we were able to receive a revolving fund for our circle. Remember, the circle, the UPSTU members circle, is a child of the union. We started this circle in 2019, and we registered it, of course, in 2020. And now the circle has grown. The union as a voice for the circle and the other members, we advocated for a revolving fund, which the president gave us. Now we're supposed to receive 6.5 billion, 6 billion and above to our circle. And this is being used now to offer low interest loans to the members. I think from the circle board, now our loans in the circle are as low as 13%. I think the circle board presented this about it. But this is also an achievement of our union. And wherever, as you can see, that was the check that we received on the 19th of October, 2024. Then the union also organized an exhibition for science projects during the World Teachers Day 2024 and awarded the winners. We had multiple schools that got involved. Trinity College in Abingo was one of them. We had Sam Muiga Memorial. We had Komboni College in Milango. Then we had more other schools. And the students who participated and the teachers, the union awarded them. We are now looking forward at expanding this so that we can conduct it at a regional level. These science teachers compete, the students compete, then the best 5 maybe we take them up at the national level. Then the best 5 nationally, we look for mega awards, including maybe outside trips and academic sponsorships and all that. That is one of what we have in our mind as a big vision for this science exhibition. And remember, dear ladies and gentlemen, we are continuously bringing the science to the public because science teachers have been doing a lot of science in the laboratories and it remains there. But today, we are bringing it to the public. And UPSTU is doing that quite well. Now, that has been part of advocacy and key events. Now, I want to focus on other union programs. Apart from events and advocacy, the union has run several programs and initiatives, one being the first phase of corporate wear distribution done in Greater Kampala, Greater Masaka, Rwenzori, Busoga, Bugisu, and Sepei. We have distributed the corporate wear in all these regions, and the members are very happy. The NEC rolled out an exercise of distributing corporate wear to all science teachers, all members of UPSTU. If we have not reached you, we ask you to kindly be patient, just to know we are coming, and we shall have you get the corporate wear. Now we have distributed, and we shall be continuing at the next year, giving the next batch of corporate wear is going to arrive next week to the union, and we shall continue distributing at the next year. Yes, there is receive warm greetings from the UPSTU Secretariat, the National Head Office. We want to thank you for your great support you've been offering to your union. Of course, as a union, we are continuing to execute our mandate of protecting your rights and pursuing your interests. But recently there has been a need by most of the members across the country asking us to give them corporate wear with the union. And I'm here to actually introduce to you the national exercise that the union has embarked on. We have started on the national exercise of distributing corporate wear to all our members across the country. We have started with phase 1, whereby we are now handling regions such as Busoga region, Central region, Greater Masaka region. We are also handling in phase 1, we are handling Bugisu sub-region, Sepei sub-region, and we shall continue after that. We'll be moving to Ankore, then Lango, until we finish the whole country. So we are asking all our members out there to wait for the team from the National Secretariat, which will be teaming up with the regional team, and then they will be moving to the schools. Of course, they will be contacting the district chairpersons, who will now be taking them, this team, to all the schools in that sub-region. And we are assuring all our members that by the end of this year, we will have reached most parts of the country, and then the rest will be concluded early next year. So we expect all our members who are going to receive corporate wear, first of all, to sign for them, to acknowledge receipt that they have received the corporate wear, and that will be the accountability this team will bring back to the office, that we have issued to so and so, and there is already evidence that they have received. Then also, we have chosen to use this as an opportunity to update our database. We are continuously improving our database as we register all science teachers across the country. We are asking you, dear science teachers, kindly cooperate with the team and fill those forms so that we can be able to update our database. Remember, we are stronger together. We want to come up with a formidable force of a united team of all science teachers across the country. And the evidence would be when we are able to adduce evidence that these science teachers have actually willingly accepted to subscribe to our union to be part of this formidable team of Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union. So this is a very important exercise which we have been planning for, and now we are ready as a union, and we want all our members to be covered to receive corporate wear. We have been issuing corporate wear, but we have been giving those who have been coming for national functions like the World Teachers Day, the Women's Conference, across the years, and other national activities. We have been giving all our members corporate wear, but now we have decided to come to find you at your stations and give you this corporate wear. It belongs to you, the union belongs to you. Please identify with it as we continue to execute our mandate as a union. Thank you very much. Science for national development and transformation for God and my country.
Science for development.
Transformation.
Yes, that was about corporate wear, and we are coming. Now, I had earlier mentioned about exhibitions which the union is planning through the Education Committee. There is what we call Science in Action. This is a program that is targeting at bringing the science from the laboratory to the public, to the community, and use the science to solve problems that are affecting people in society. So through this Science in Action and through the Education Committee of the Union, we are also securing some partnerships with some other houses and institutions that will enable us have this program succeed. So when it is enrolled, we shall expect all science teachers to participate in it. That is Science in Action. Then we have another program called the ProDev Hour, which we are now interacting with you through. It is also an initiative by the National Executive Council through the Education Committee, and we want to appreciate the Education Committee for this initiative. We are presenting a lot of messages to our science teachers, to our dear science teachers, to make sure that we remain in touch with them, guide them, so that they are able to actually receive the best and care for their education, their teaching, and their families and their lives. So the program cuts across many topics, and we appreciate.
Maybe, Mr. Jess, I don't know how many slides you are left with, because I'm looking at the time. We're having around 10 minutes.
It's okay. Let's summarize.
It's my wish that we also leave some few minutes for people to ask a few questions.
Yes. In the last slide, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, our Deputy General Secretary. There are some administrative achievements which I wanted now to highlight to the members. When an organization normally is growing, when it is starting, there are things that they must be focused on. Like, for example, putting structural arrangements that will enable growth and development of an organization. Now, our union in the past 2 years has embarked on structural arrangements, administrative, legal arrangements, and for efficiency, and to also lay foundation for growth. That's why our growth as a union is unprecedented. We are growing at a faster rate because we have an organized team at the management level and administrative level. Now, at the Secretariat, we have a fully-fledged Secretariat housed in the National Head Office in Ntinda, and that's where we are broadcasting from in this live stream. And this Secretariat has various departments created. To mention but a few, we have the IT department, of course, that enables all this work to be the way it is, under the headship of Mukarere Rogers, actually a master's holder. Then we have research department, we have legal department, we have accounts and audit department, we have estates management department. All these departments have been put for efficiency, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever you see coming out is because of the team here at the Secretariat. I tried to mention my brother Mukarere to show that even the people we are employing who are not teachers, but we are brought to work with at the head office and regional offices, they are all highly qualified and educated people. Then we have also acquired a blended UPSTU van for the Secretariat operations. You have been seeing that vehicle going through different regions. The Secretariat has continued to process allowances, taxes, NSSF contributions for workers, and salaries for all workers across the country. Our workers at the regions and at the head office, we are paying them well. Professional accounting and auditing has always been done. We have internal auditing, then we have external auditing, where the audited books of accounts are always presented to the ADC every time they come. Then we have procurement of critical office equipment, heavy-duty printers, computers, and cameras. They are all in our offices here for efficiency. Meetings for committees, NEC and SEC and ADC are all well facilitated and are being conducted. Even at the regional level, meetings are taking place. From the regions, we shall now be embarking to the district to strengthen the structures therein. Then the regional offices have been established in the line of union growth, have been established in all. We are now in 14 sub-regions. You are seeing those offices in Greater Kampala, Greater Masaka, Kujisu, Sebei, Busoga, Ankole, Lango, West Nile, Rwenzori, and Kigezi. All these have operational offices. Then we are focusing on the other regions also to come on board, and then we go to the district. We have written to the COWs regarding coding of our members. Our membership subscription has now grown close to 7,000 and plus subscribing members. That is growth. Then we are supporting members through condolences and other amenities. Whenever we lose a member or our members lose somebody, we support them as a union. We have embarked now on the process as a way forward for the next year. We have embarked on the process of securing land and starting construction of the UPSTU Science and Technology Complex. And as I speak, the process is in its advanced stages of acquiring land for the head office and those other staff. Then we shall continue advocating for categories of science teachers who are not yet enhanced on the science pay, expand professional development programs to empower members, enhance membership growth and check-off systems in underrepresented regions, and also conduct regional and national UPSTU science fairs and exhibitions in the next year. That is the next year, 2025, in perspective, what we intend to do. Dear members, ladies and gentlemen, our dear listeners, time is always not the best ally. We still had much to give, but we want to thank you. And I want to end by passing out this message that the Board of Trustees, the National Executive Council, the management and staff of the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union wishes all its members and the general public a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2025. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, our dear Secretary.
For God and my country.
Amen. Thank you, our dear General Secretary, for a wonderful discussion. Actually, you deserve a 5 factorial hand clap, but we pray that God blesses you. He has been very elaborate, very eloquent about the achievements and the way and the things that UPSTU has done and is planning to do. We thank you for that. We have so many people that have attended, and quite a number of people have been checking the comment section, and quite a number of comments. And I wanted also to use the next 5 minutes to have a few questions asked. But before the questions, I want to read a few comments from the comment section, so that where there are questions, our dear Jess can ably answer them, so that we can move forward. One of the comments came from a colleague. I was asking about the fate of the grade 5 teachers enhancement, claiming they had been promised 3.2 million shillings, but they only given a partial, 2.2 million shillings, which is partial. So he's asking about the fate. Then we have Ouma Gilbert. He was saying, let's think about issuance of small loans. I think Jess can also note and have a comment or two about it. Then Dr. Watema was thanking the Jess and the team, and was also saying it is important for members to remain in service to serve our country. Juma Yassin is saying he's very available, and we thank you for being available. And then Johnson K is saying, how should anyone become a SACCO member? I think Jess can make a comment or two, or can refer you where you're supposed to go. We have Chalimpa Isaac. Chalimpa Isaac was saying, we need to work on the scheme of service too, because people have papers but are still earning as a grade 5 teachers. So we need to think about it. He also talked about he has also a question. Just you need to note this. Maybe he's asking, are corporate wear going to be bought or distributed freely in appreciation for the teachers' monthly subscription? And then lastly, Okero Jacob was saying he's very attentively, is listening attentively. Thank you, and we thank you for that. Then my teacher Baladik said they are suffering with double deduction by both UNATU and UPSTU. If there is any member with a hand, I can see Bwana Muhindo Johnson having a hand and Mr. Tugume. Mr. Muhindo Johnson, can you make a comment, and then General Secretary Jess will answer the questions at once and we conclude the session. Johnson.
Yes. But
yes, you are welcome.
Our deputy secretary, thank you so much. First of all, I appreciate the GS for the operations, and most especially, I would like to put forward that from the research I've made from our members in the regions, especially like in Rwenzori, especially about the circle, they are asking if we can actually reduce the interest to 10% so that this interest is a little bit lower than the Sentina, other institutions offering salary loans. So that is the request. And then secondly, yes, there is need to be clear on some issues like ICT teachers. We are still facing a general problem where personnel actually protest against us, like, trying to a way forward to reinstate our IT teachers back to the salary scale which had been issued earlier. So
okay, that is noted.
All in all,
okay, thank you, Johnson. Can we have now Atwin Onesimus? Bwana Onesimus? Okay, now that we may not get you, allow me call on Mr. Tugume Benson.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
Onesimus.
sir.
Keep it short, please.
You hear me?
Yes, we are getting
you.
you.
This is Atwin Onesimus. I'm a teacher of chemistry at St. Benedict Voca in Metoma district. Yeah, I want to thank the Secretariat for the job well done so far.
Thank you.
But
thank
the GS and
his team. Oh, we are not. I think he has lost connectivity. Then can we have? I think Jess, you can. We also have Vako Jessica. Jessica, can you say something? Jessica. Jessica. I think we may not get Jessica now. Let's have Benson, but try to keep it short.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Benson. Now, Jessica,
Hello.
you may mute.
Hello, Deputy GS.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Deputy GS and our GS for the great work. I appreciate the eloquent communication and the elaborate clarifications that have been made. And maybe one brief supplement is to remind us that one thing that GS maybe could have skipped is that our engagements with the government to have the salary of workers enhanced has not only benefited science teachers, but when you look at the recent addendum that has been made, It has helped a section of police officers, like those ones in legal and then other categories, to have been enhanced. And then when you look at the nurses in secondary schools, whenever enhancement would be made for medical section, our nurses in schools would be left out. But we shall remind members that this time, because of our fight as UPSTU, we see that salaries of nurses in schools and all education institutions have been enhanced to the tune of those who are in medical. And then we have to remind us that previously the lab technicians did not have a scale, but this time they have a scale. And under our platform as UPSTU family, we shall keep negotiating and advocating for better conditions of work. We shall not only stop on salary, but there are other concerns that we shall speak on, as long as we have this able leadership of our GS, Aron, and the chairman, Vincent. We hope that we shall do better. Thank you so much.
Okay, you are most welcome.
Hello.
I don't have two people, but our time is up. Maybe.
Time is
Okay, Mr. Yes, Avako.
yes. Yes, I only wanted to add on my voice to the members to extend our sincere appreciation to those who have attended the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Well, maybe Innocent also. Can we move to Innocent?
That
Okay, thank you. I think, Jess, you can.
Yes, thank you.
We are not getting.
Thank you very much, our dear Deputy General Secretary.
You're welcome.
Benson. Tugume Benson is the National Vice Chairman. I think he has made some supplement.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. Now, there is an issue of, I think somebody has raised about diploma earning 2.2 million, that they are supposed to be earning 3.2 million. Dear members, on the issue of diploma scale, salary normally is paid in accordance with the salary structure, which is duly approved by government and issued by the Minister of Public Service, actually authenticated and signed by the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service. We do not have anywhere that diploma holders are supposed to earn 3.3, because all scientists at diploma level are earning 2.2, with the exception of medical. Engineers at grade 5 are earning 2.2. ICT and extension agriculture officers at the district, they are earning 2.2. Dear members, or the other salary, we have been hearing about these talks, but those are all talks. The official salary for all diploma holders is 2.2 million. Then maybe further negotiations will be done for more enhancement in the near future. But for now, that's what it is. Then small loans in the SACCO, I think these are questions possible to have been answered well by the SACCO board secretary, who actually is in attendance. If we had time, maybe at the end, they might give him some time to explain that. But I think what, as a union, we have always tried to make sure that we do that favors our members. So the small loans the SACCO can give, I am sure, because most of us are beneficiaries. So whoever wants a loan, they should come and apply for it through our branches at the regions and also to the head office. Because we have a head office of the SACCO here also at Itinda. Whoever wants a loan can always come and get it. Further information, the SACCO secretary will give it. How to become a SACCO member, I think that one also he can handle. But we have our websites. We have a website for the union, which has a link to the SACCO website. But we also have a SACCO website. Our website is UPSTU.org. When you go in your web browser and you type in UPSTU.org, it will take you to the union website, which will later link you to the union, to the website of the SACCO. There is a provision for you to register as a member online. We ask you to utilize it. Then scheme of service for members. Dear moderator and members listening, scheme of service is the battle we are embarking on, and I think we are almost winning, because there has always been a scheme of service which has not been implemented. But starting from last year, they started with some recruitment, internal recruitment and promotions. And we are continuously engaging Minister of Public Service and Minister of Education to have this finalized. Even the recent, when we are organizing for the World Teachers Day, it became a hot topic of discussion in the meeting. And we agreed amicably that this has to be handled, but we need to look at the technicalities involved therein. So, dear members, trust your union, trust us. We shall have this resolved as well. Corporate wear, is it for buying or is to be given freely? Dear member and members, corporate wear is for free. The union will buy corporate wear for all members. The National Executive Council, headed by the national chairman, Dr. Vincent Elong, resolved recently that all members must get corporate wear. And they instructed the Secretariat to have that actually implemented. And that's what we are implementing. And we can assure all members that within the next year, before it ends, everybody will have received corporate wear. And it will be received, will be given out free of charge. Nobody should charge anybody. Yeah, it is a free thing. The double deduction by UNATA and UPSTU, this challenge continues to haunt us, but I think we have resolved it in some votes. We still have some votes where we still have these codes of another sister union coming on, being put on our members. But we encourage our members to be vigilant. First of all, if you find 2 codes, you have to go and task your personnel and the CAP to explain to you why there is a code of a union you do not subscribe to. So you are the first security. Then our regional leadership and the district leadership, we have equipped them to make sure that they follow up on these salaries at the districts. If they find any double deduction or an illegal code on their salaries, and they cannot handle at that level after engaging the personnel and the CAF, then they communicate to the Secretariat, and then we can now deploy other machinery to have that resolved. For now, we want to apologize for those who are facing this issue of problem of double deduction, but with a concerted effort together, all of us, we shall overcome this. And we are not seated on this. We are working on it. Slowly by slowly, we shall handle it. Then the ICT teachers issue is the last issue. Ladies and gentlemen, we remain committed to resolve all matters relating to the salary enhancement of all our members that were left out. We will handle everything. So thank you very much. Dear moderator, you can take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank all the members that have attended. In the interest of time, allow us end it here. And I thank everybody that has attended. I want to remind you, even next week we shall be there, same place, same time. May God bless you. Good night, everybody.